Welcome. Welcome. A little bit of housekeeping there. I'm pretty positive that auction got moved.
$360.
Do I have the Heritage video? I'm pretty sure that Pioneers auction is moved. Yeah, coming up October 3rd. Jeez, October 3rd. October 3rd. There we go.
Fair warning.
Yeah, we don't have another showcase auction until until October now. Kind of weird. Taking a little bit of a break here on our way to October. Then we're back in, I think the whole schedule's changed. Yeah, October 10th, there's another one. I got to update this schedule, but at the end of the day, consignment deadline, the reason I bring this up, 6th Generation and Beyond Showcase auction as well as the Signature auction. Consignment deadline September 24th, so get your videogames at ha.com. Reach out sooner rather than later. Consignment deadline is literally next week for the next Signature and the next 6th Generation and Beyond Showcase auction. Gotta say it right at the beginning of the stream today because, like, the deadline is fast approaching, you guys. But welcome in here. Another Tuesday auction is upon us. We started off with Pitfall in the 9.4A Plus there. I'm pretty sure Pitfall is sold for crazy. Dark green. Dark green. There's light green and there's dark green on Pitfall. So I'm not an Atari expert. I don't really know here, but dark green is probably the earlier box. Light green being lighter. $475 versus the dark one. Last selling for $2,400. So that's why in my head I was like, man, did that Pitfall sell low? But no, apparently there's two different ones. Yeah, the Pitfall is the Pitfall, right? Gotta know your Pitfall variants. Gotta know your Pitfall variants. But welcome in, Big Lex, Zach the Muffin Man, Blunts, Bacon, DS, SVOTA, Game Gallery, Renex Machina, Dewpiter, Super Junk, Joseph Leo. Welcome in, you guys. Cristiano Bierenbach. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Greg, video idea. CIB restoration. Take a lower grade CIB, rehab it, and try to flip it higher. Like comic restoration style. I honestly, I like the idea, David. I really do. 1 second. Legend of Zelda. This is an 8.5 CGC first print cartridge. So there's someone in the chat who often was asking or had asked me about, should you get a Zelda 5-screw first print cartridge graded? Is it worth grading these cartridges? So this is an 8.5, which, pretty solid, right? That's pretty solid condition. If you go to eBay and you try to find yourself an 8.5 first print, man, the back is pretty fucked, actually. So 1 second, we'll look at that closer. Gloss sticker, first production Super Mario Bros. Here. The box is a 5.0. 5.0 box there. 6.5 overall. Closing for $325. 1943 from Dallas Fort Worth collection. 8.5A plus. This Zelda 8.5 cartridge, I was about to say, if you go to eBay, you probably can't find an 8.5. Trevor, are you in here? Are you in here, Trevor? Look at this 8.5 cartridge. Jesus Christ. Perhaps I was giving 8.5 a bit too much credit. I mean, there's going to be glare from the photo, but you have, there's the blackening on the corner, the blackening on this corner. You have the line marks from being inserted in the console, and it's just scratched all over, right? Gold and scratched all over the place. So you can probably find an 8.5. You can probably find an 8.5. $212 though. I mean, that's not bad for a sale price. So is it worth grading that? I mean, you can get it graded for $50. If you can get yourself a cartridge in similar condition for $50, not that bad. The Rad Racer 9.2A plus later production copy here. Man, still pushing its way up to $1,100. Have we not seen a nice Rad Racer in a long...
Fair warning.
9.2A plus WATA copy, July 2023, 1920. Frick, man, Rad Racer is just expensive. Jesus. Rad Racer has some fans out there. The 9.2 here, A plus, shooting its way up to almost looking for $1,625 here.
Fair warning.
Only $300 shy of its 2023 sale. Yeah, it looks like that's what it's going to end at.
$60.
$1,500 for Rad Racer this time. Well, that was WATA versus CGC. The WATA copy sold higher last time around, CGC for $1,500, but still, man, Rad Racer.
Fair warning.
That's solid. 1943 went for $812.50, and you were asking there, you'd hate to see what a 5.0 looks like, Skull. This is a 5.0 box. So, you can kind of get an idea. The worst being this corner of the box. It looks like the corner doesn't exist.
Next
we talk about lower grade stuff all the time. We look at lower grade stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's a 5. A 5.0 cartridge would probably have like a crack right through it.
Warning.
So, Spy versus Spy, 9.4A oval production,
Next
later
lot.
copy on this as well. $600. I
$1,700.
also think Dallas Fort Worth pedigree is adding some premium to these. I agree fully. I don't know if it's like the DFW pedigree specifically or like just the CGC labels themselves. You know what I mean? Because like I've said it myself, I would pay more for this gold label. The gold label looks so good.
Fair warning.
It might just be that, or it might be the DFW.
$900.
But I do agree that some of those DFW games are definitely selling higher than I think they otherwise would. Spy versus Spy, the 9.4A for $600. Man, Mario 2 as well in a weekly. Hey, 9.4A plus later production copy. But like, this is nice. That's a nice Mario 2 right there.
Fair
Looking for
warning.
$2,500 on it. CGC 9.4A plus.
$2,200.
Doesn't look like there's a quick comp here for a an oval 9.2A plus for $2,625 back in May. Looks like that's the quickest comp I can give you.
$2,400.
The other ones are for Circle Seals.
Fair warning.
You own a 5-screw Zelda that would probably grade as a 2.0. There's
Next
barely any
lot.
gold left on it. That's crazy.
$950. $1,000.
We have a WADA 8.5 and a couple 7.0s that actually move quite quick. That's nice. Wild that it's an 8.5. Yeah, there you go,
warning.
Trevor, right? There you go, man.
$1,400.
Yeah, there you go. Mario 2, the 9.4A plus, $2,750 there. I mean, I don't think this is super expensive for the Mario 2 even, is it, Hamster? Were you the
Fair
underbidder on it? $2,750 for a 9.4A plus doesn't feel that bad.
Next lot. $12. $60.
Super Mario Bros. 3, 9.0A plus, CGC again for $1,687.50. Wild Gunman, 6.5. A gloss sticker,
Fair
second
warning.
production on Wild Gunman as well. Low grade again, like 5.5 box on this.
Next
Someone
lot.
had some super early black box games there, but the boxes themselves didn't hold up. And man, $84 to the Wild Gunman.
$750.
I know the condition is kind of crappy, but like $84 is, you know what I mean.
$800.
Donkey Kong Country entering into Super Nintendo, and the whole reason about the title of the
Fair
video
warning.
today. I guess we can start SNES there. Discussion also starts there, but obviously in this community, like we spend a lot of money on retro video games. The whole community, this whole channel is based around retro video games. I think at this point you guys know I don't play them that often. Like I just don't. And when I say retro, I mean like I guess I'll count PS1 in here, but realistically I mean like
Fair
SNES, NES, and N64 era.
Next
Like,
lot.
I guess PS1 kind of counts if you want to, but how often do you guys actually go back and play those games? Is that like once a week, once a month, once a year? How often would you? I mean, emulator or Super Nintendo, right? If you're popping in the original console or an emulator, I'm just curious. How often do you guys actually play? How often does this community, the community that spends hundreds, if not thousands, of games or of dollars on games,
Fair
how
warning.
often do you actually play games? SimCity 9.6A plus here,
Next
player's
lot.
choice copy, still climbing its way up over $400.
$30.
Populous 8.0A went for $200. Donkey Kong Country 8.0A plus first print copy of the game for just shy of
Fair warning.
$1,000.
$34.
Into Uncharted Waters
$38.
8.0 CIB on SNES.
$42. $46.
You were looking to get the 9.4A plus Mario 2 for under $2,500. Fair. You actually play a decent amount. You got your wife to play the other day. You played Arcus Odyssey. It was awesome. Wow. I would never get my girlfriend to sit down and play something like Arcus Odyssey. The best I could do is maybe
Fair
like Super
warning.
Mario World. Like, you know, the most vanilla retro gaming experience there is.
Next lot. $80.
Retro
$130.
equals cardboard. Hashtag I'm old. I know, Brian. I feel like the retro line keeps moving. That's why like PS1 is retro,
warning.
right? Like it has to be at this point. Once per year, a couple times a
Next
week.
lot.
Geez, couple times a week is a lot. You play retro games every day? Really? Like every day you play retro games? Once a month? Playing retro all the time, going back to beat the games that kicked your ass as a kid? You don't play anything made after the
Fair
year
warning.
2000? Jesus, you guys are some true gamers in here. One thing you have really tough time doing now, the 40-plus hour JRPGs, even the best ones like Shining Force 2 and Phantasy Star 4, yes. I mean, I've even struggled to find the time to play Elden Ring.
Fair warning.
You know, because I know it's going to be like a 50-hour commitment.
100.
You say you play one retro game a month or so? That's not bad. Almost never, to be honest. Used to years ago. If you go back, it's like PS2 or GameCube. Yeah, I play a ton of GameCube. But I don't personally think GameCube era counts as retro. I play a lot of GameCube era myself, but does that really count?
$380.
You play the game and put the graded copy beside the TV. You play 1 or 2 retro games a year on the original consoles, PS1 mostly. How often do comic collectors go see the original Batman movies? How often do sports collectors pull up the old Babe Ruth videos? Exactly. I agree with you, but in gaming, like, you know how closely intertwined gaming and collecting is. Gaming and collecting being more intertwined probably than every other, like, you know, collecting hobby. It's like you're like a sinner if you collect video games and don't play them. Heaven forbid! You don't play your video games, right? That's why I'm curious how much you guys do.
Next lot.
Some retro games don't take long at all to play through. Yes, and that's also what's awesome about them, right? You can just sit down and have like a retro game night. You own a CIB NES set, so now you can finally emulate everything. Isn't that the truth? Can we collectively all avoid the Mario Odyssey and let Lettuce get his 9.8 first print? Yeah, coming up later tonight, hey, Mario Odyssey 9.8A plus first print. Game Boy Baseball 9.2A plus. Super early Game Boy game. This was a yellow screenshot later production. Still $500 on that. Donkey Kong Land 3 9.6A plus for $200. Dr. Mario 9.8A plus. Man, $400 for Dr. Mario, hey? I know it's pretty common on Game Boy, but like $400 for 9.8A plus, like that just kind of feels nice. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, $275, 9.2A plus. Mega Man, Dr. Wily's Revenge, 7.5 NS. That's weird. Man, even as a 7.5 NS, like not sealed, no seal, and like not even that nice, still $300 on that. Jesus Christ. Can't you just buy like a nice CIB and call it a day at that point? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, 6.5A plus.
$300.
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and chasing it comes with limited results, but provides a huge rush because of the thrill of the hunt, that sort of thing. You do like that you can beat a whole game in one sitting? Game these days are 20 hours minimum. Picking up a new title is impossible for you now? Yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying with Elden Ring, right? Like, same with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, I've got to get through that at some point. I don't know when I'm gonna, but like, I need to play Elden Ring. I know I do, but like, ah, man, at carving out 50 hours just feels like such a chore. This Power Rangers the movie game, 6.5A plus here on Game Boy is pushing up to 575. First time at Heritage Auctions. Like, damn. This is getting a lot more love than I expected out of it. Just like low grade, low key Power Rangers game as far as I thought, right? Pushing its way to 600 now. What's the plan with the Star Fox after I get it graded? Yeah, new video. I unboxed Star Fox there. We get it cleaned up. Check out the new video if you haven't already. Appreciate it, guys. But the plan, Mike, is to keep that Star Fox. The plan is to keep it. If by some chance it gets an 8.5, I would probably sell it. But the plan is to keep it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, $600. Jesus.
Fair warning.
Like, man, that's impressive. Mortal Kombat 2, 8.5A. You played through many retro games to be familiar with the history and how far a series has come. One playthrough was enough for most. Yeah, and that's like even not a playthrough, right? Like for me, for Star Fox as an example, sitting down and playing Star Fox for 30 minutes to an hour, that was perfect. That was perfect. The perfect time length experience. I got to like play it. I learned a bit of the meta. I upgraded. You know what I mean? Like I got a bit better at the game. I got a bit further. That was awesome. But like, you know, after that, I felt like, oh, I've experienced Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. I don't think my opinion of it was going to change at that point if I put in another 10 hours. You know what I mean? You have emulators and ROMs on the PC, which is hooked up to the TV in the bedroom? That's awesome. GameCube is only like 5 years away from being retro, I know. I mean, I think you could even make the argument already that GameCube is retro. What's GameCube? Like 2001 it released? Like, it's over 20 years old. Like, GameCube is retro. I just don't like calling it retro. You know, it feels wrong. Mortal Kombat 2 went for $375. Mortal Kombat 3, 9.2A plus. Nice Game Boy games tonight, hey? $525 for the Mortal Kombat 3. Rampart, 9.4A plus. First time offering it Heritage,
Fair warning.
and the only copy on the Pop Report. Will Rampart get love from the Game Boy collectors? We just saw that Power Rangers the movie game do quite well. Isn't this the game that like someone tried to do a pump
Fair
on
warning.
infamously? Wasn't it Rampart on Game Boy? Someone was buying up every single copy on eBay. They were trying to like manipulate the price. That's like an old Nintendo age Pat the NES Punk story, I think. If I remember correctly, I think it was Rampart. You went back and played Alien Isolation? Pretty nerve-wracking? Man, I've heard nothing but good things about Alien Isolation. My younger brothers love that game. Love it, love it, love it. I've never played it myself, but like I've never heard anyone say anything else. But like Alien Isolation is supposed to be awesome.
$850.
Someone might just crack open that Mega Man to harvest the carton manual. Jeez, I guess, yeah, that's true. You still have the only WADA 9.8 A++ Mario Odyssey? Dude. Dude. Maybe it's time to send that baby off to Heritage with that, with how high that frickin' first print Breath of the Wild sold. Put up that 9.8 A++ Mario Odyssey and watch it sell for like 10,000. Jesus. Super Mario Land 9.0 A+ there went for 1,000. Mario Land again, 8.5 A for 812.50. 9.0 A+ didn't actually bring all that much premium versus the WADA 8.5 A. Pretty sure they're the same variant there. $1,000 versus 812. Titus the Fox 9.6 B plus, another just rare Game Boy title. We've seen it a few times at Heritage, but like it's just a rare game. $400 there. Wario Blast is a complete in-box. 8.5 overall.
Next lot. $160.
As an adult, when you have a game to play that's 20 to 40 hours, you'll actually burn a vacation day to play it. I mean, dude, that is justified. Like, that is absolutely justified behavior as an adult. And that sounds freaking awesome. Elden Ring is so epic, though. Definitely worth the time. Yeah, I need to. I need to, man. I will play Elden Ring. I will. Hopefully by the end of the year. Like, it's, man, I want to. I want to. Divine Pops, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. You enjoyed the Star Fox video? Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Really enjoyed the Star Fox video. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm glad that video is doing well. I'm glad you guys like that. I put so much time into editing that pickups video. It's so dumb because you never really know what translates to time in editing, but that pickups video was like a 30-hour project. And that's just because it was like 26 minutes long. It had music, it has cuts, it has overlays. Like, that video took so fucking long to make that then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this Star Fox video and I'm just going to like sit down and talk. You know, I'm just going to talk about Star Fox. In contrast, like that big unboxing video that was 30 minutes long was like 30 hours start to finish. Might have even been longer. I did that Star Fox video in like 4 hours. So it's kind of funny like that with YouTube and editing and effort, and it's tough, man. It never translates. Like, putting in more time doesn't necessarily equate to a better video.
Next lot.
So you never know. You never know when you publish something. But that's awesome you guys enjoyed it. Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising 9.6 A+ for $400. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red 362.50. 9.8 A+ Euro copy. Hey, pal on that one. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships. I think this is actually quite uncommon of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game to find. 9.4 A+ they're selling for $150. I think this is actually quite uncommon to find.
Fair warning.
There's an Ages of Sega coming up in October that has a couple of dozen Sega games from the DFW. Are some of the big ones in there, Cristiano? I can't even remember what we've seen already from the DFW Sega stuff. Yeah, the Ages of Sega there, October 10th coming up. I know the DFW had some big Sega stuff. I just can't remember what already came up at the signature. Because I know we had the Fantasy Star. That went for like $20,000 if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's going to be fun with the Ages of Sega.
Fair warning.
Oh, into Nintendo DS here. Jeez. Castlevania Portrait of Ruin VGA 90+ going for $375. These are high grade. Jesus. Contra 4 is a 95. Tied with two others, highest graded on the VGA Pop Report. Jeez, man. Contra 4 pushing up to over $500 here. There was a 95+ first print Odyssey in the same auction. Oh, really? If there was, I forgot about a big box. It must have.
$440.
If there was, like, now that you say that, in my head, I'm thinking about like a $2,500 sale. So if that's the if that's true, then it did do nothing comparatively. NES Remix on Wii U was perfect for just getting that little taste of the appeal of old game. Yes. That's why I liked NES Remix so much, because it was just like little snippets, right? That's all I want from those old games, is like a little taste, a little flavor. Earlier this year, you dusted off the 360 and played through all the Gears and Halo games, both Dark Souls and all 3 Dead Space. Wow. That is one hell of an Xbox 360 session. Like, that is... You hit on some of the good stuff right there, man. I need to play the Gears franchise again at some point. Gears 1, 2, 3 was... Oh, man, that series did something to me, man. That was great. Played that with my older brother, like, went through all 3 games. Like, at co-op multiplayer, you know? That was so good, man. Contra 4, the VGA 95, $550. Dragon Quest 4, 9.88++. Yeah, the grades on this DS stuff. Dragon Quest 5 is 9.88++. Dragon Quest 6 is 9.88+. Pokemon Conquest, 9.88++. So, like, Jesus. It's like a mini 6th gen and beyond right now. The grades on this DS stuff is nutty for a weekly.
$340.
The minute of video to an hour of production ratio still holds true. Yeah, dude, like, seriously. Seriously.
Fair warning.
Man, burning the midnight oil making videos when he should be managing his fantasy football team. My team's looking great, Joe. The team is looking great.
$200.
30 plus hours of editing is worth it to hear that wow sound effect. I think I'm dropping that from all videos, Bob. I think I'm done with the wow sound effect. I think it's done. I think I'm sick of hearing it. You have Star Fox CIB and you share the same sentiments as me. You don't really replay it, but you do appreciate its place in history, and you played it back in the day when it came out. Yeah, I mean, I think so many games are like that now.
$300.
Like, in a world where we have 40 years worth of video games, there's gonna be some where you just appreciate what the game is, or you love the idea of the game or what it represents in the timeline of gaming. But you're not gonna go sit down and play it all the time. You're not gonna, you know, like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb, the mentalities and, like, elitism that exists with gaming and stuff, where it's like, if you're not playing your game every day, then fake fan, fucking fake fan. Like, shut up, dude.
Fair warning.
Gets so tiresome with that stuff.
Next lot. $70.
Clearly, the thing to do is submit each game in a completely different box. You can dedicate a video to every single game you get back from getting graded. 35 vids instead of 1. Wow, Skull. This is why you have a check mark, dude. Ideas like that, Skull, are why you're a verified YouTube channel. You know all the secrets. Dragon Quest V, $475, $425 for Dragon Quest IV. Dragon Quest 6, Realms of Revelation, 9.88 plus on this one. Yeah, the games are meant to be played, but it's even just like I don't need to sit down and play something every fucking day to say I'm a fan of it, you know? I don't need to watch a movie every goddamn week to say I'm a fan of the movie. It's just such a weird, I don't know, it's weird. Do you have an interest in Warhammer 4000 Space Marines 2 to scratch the gears of war itch? I don't. Like, I saw that it exists, Elijah, but, like, I've never been a Warhammer or, Warhammer has never been a thing for me. I never had a thing for Warhammer. Weirdly enough, like, my IRL friend asked me about Warhammer the other day, too. And, like, I had to explain to him that I also don't care about Warhammer. And, you know? Never resonated with me. I never had the figures. I never, like, just nothing. Nothing Warhammer in my life. Dragon Quest 6 went for $175. Pokemon Conquest. Yeah. Pokemon Conquest. Pushing its way here, the 9.88++. We had a CGC 9.88++ sell for $1,320 back in March this year. 9.88+ WADA went for $450. Yeah, Pokemon Conquest, man, for $1,320 was a big sale.
Fair warning.
Big sale.
$480.
Pushing its way up to $600 right now. Someone just used a cut bid. We might be falling down. Might be falling down here in
Fair
price. Looking for 600 right now. Oh, got it. Barely got it. Rat 5. Looking for almost 700 now on Conquest. You have Contra 4, VGA 95. You also have 2 VGA 90s. Man, yeah, might be time to get a little bit of money out of that. Seriously.
Fair warning.
Yeah, you can only buy games you're a true fan of. Exactly, right?
600.
You have a lot of seal games. Should I grade them and sell on auction? It just depends what you have. You know, that question is way too vague. Way too vague.
Next lot.
You can have sealed games that are worth something. You can have sealed games that are worth fuck all. So just depends what you have.
$80.
You'd have to actually like provide a list or some information, and then even with the games, it depends what grades, you know, what the condition is. It's a big question. It's a big question. Pokemon Conquest going for $687.50, and Mountain Dew Biter with the $9.99. Let's go, dude. Huge Dew Biter. Thank you very much. Pokemon Soul Silver, the 9.88++ going for $718. Yeah, the Pokemon Conquest never should have sold for $1,300 in my opinion. Like, I think that was just kind of like a first to market type of sale. $700 makes more sense. Like, I don't think people really care about Conquest, do they? Pokemon Soul Silver, like $718 doesn't feel expensive just off the top of my head. 9.88++. Do we just have a quick comp on that?
Next lot.
9.88++. Oh, that's today. I guess we don't have a quick comp. You'd have to check eBay. Surely eBay would have a comp, hey? Pokemon White 2, VGA 90, $375. Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, 90+. Yeah, of course, dude. Of course. Yeah, get back. There's a Discord. Links for you in the description. You just need, like, we need more detail, right? In order to help you in any kind of way with a question like that, we need more detail.
$36.
Majora's Mask VGA 90+ for $325. Player's Choice Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 for $200. That's a lot for a player. Or sorry, Nintendo Selects. Calling it Player Choice. That's just ingrained in me. What the hell's Nintendo Selects? But $200 for a pair of those games in low grade is that's too much money. Animal Crossing New Horizons 9.88+.
$5. $60.
For Sega Genesis coming up, or the Sega Showcase, we have Action Fighter, Afterburner, Alex Kidd, Alf. Alf will be interesting. Aztec Adventure, Blade Eagle 3D, Bomber Raider, Double Dragon 2, E-SWAT, Enduro Racer, F-16 Fighting Falcon, Fantasy Zone 2, Ghost House, Global Defense, Golvelius will be interesting as well. Those ones are standing out to me so far, Alf and Golvelius. My Hero, Penguin Land, Poseidon 3D, Power Strike, Quartet, Rampage, Roston, Space Harrier 3D, Thunderblade, Time Soldiers, Transbots, Vigilante, Wonder Boy, Zaxxon, are all Sega Master System from the Dallas-Fort Worth collection at the Ages of Sega Showcase. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you're a Sega Master System fan, that sounds like one of the best selections of Master System we've like ever had at Heritage. That's coming up October 10th. The Ages of Sega Showcase. I'm super interested to see how some of that stuff's gonna do. Because I don't know what to expect out of Master System games. Welcome in, Kyle and Jomo.
Fair warning.
Is that going to remain the title of your YouTube channel? I was curious. Like, you might have told me before, but now I can't remember. Like, I think you're Kyle. I think?
$90.
But, like, I don't know who Jomo is. I don't know if Jomo has something to do with the channel. I'm looking for the lowdown. I'm looking for the lowdown. Yes, my real friends do know I'm a YouTuber.
Fair warning.
I mean, I don't have a huge circle of real friends. I don't know if that'll come off as surprising or not. But I don't have a ton of real life friends, right? So, like, the 10 people that I actually see in my life, yeah, they all know I'm a YouTuber.
$120.
Are you supposed to have a big group of friends at 30? I feel like having 5 to 10 like actual friends is pretty damn common at this point. But maybe I'm just a big loser. It's also possible. It's also possible that no one wants to hang out with old Greg. It's also very possible. I got that YouTuber brain rot. Like you can't find me out in public, man.
Next lot. $48.
You can never wrap your head around what goes viral. It's tough, man.
$65.
Going viral with long-form video is damn near impossible.
$95. $110. $120.
You grew up playing Alex Kidd? I think I've played on a Master System in my life once. Has there been any discussion? CGC versus water grading comparable, or CGC a little easier? They sure give out a lot of A+. I think, I think anecdotally people would say CGC is a little bit easier, but you're gonna hear it both ways, Krills. You'll hear people say, you know, like their WADA game upgrade when they went to CGC, or people will say the CGC upgraded when it went to WADA. They both grade very similarly, so it's kind of a game by game. I will say that I do think the A++ in general is given out more by CGC than WADA.
$340.
9.8 A+ first print Japan copy here, Super Mario Odyssey on Nintendo Switch. Pushing up to almost $400 here. Why does everyone forget Pokemon DS Ranger as a game? Nobody talks about this masterpiece anymore. I think that generation is going to. Like, YouTube and stuff is going to blow up with, like, DS content, 3DS. I mean, I guess it already kind of is, but... Was Pokemon Ranger actually good?
Next lot.
If I remember, it had that gimmick of, like, what, circling the DS screen to catch the Pokemon? I don't think I ever actually played it myself. I remember being super interested in the novelty of, like, something new from Pokemon. But I never actually played it myself. Missile Defense 3D, entering into Sega Master System. Mario Odyssey closes at $425. Did you win this, Let Us Jump? Metroid Dread going for $150, 75 plus. The Fire Emblem $150 for 75 plus. It's nice to have it graded. It's nice to have it graded, but like any raw copy of this will probably be nicer than a 75 plus. 75 plus isn't nice. It's like a WADA 8.0. It might even be a 7.0. It just depends. Like 75 plus is not good. You are in the lower grade range for sure.
Fair warning.
Like if your 75 plus turned into an 8.5, I would call that a win.
Next lot.
But like I wouldn't expect it.
$140. $260.
Yeah. Oh, David Dryden, if you're still here, Jesus Christ, your first thing there, you said like, should I make videos about restoration and stuff? If I were to do something like that, I would need to know how to operate a heat press, or I would want to own a heat press. Like, so I could press game boxes. I think Chase After the Right Price does it. I think he's made shorts or something where he presses boxes back into shape by using heat. I would want to be able to do something like that. Same with manuals. Because if you bring in a heat press, you can do a lot of really impressive stuff as far as restoration goes. Rescue Mission 9.8A. Speaking of Dallas Fort Worth collection Sega games here, Jesus, we already had Missile Defense 3D, went for $875. That was a 9.8A++. Rescue Mission was a 9.8A. This is Wanted 9.6A++. All of this Sega stuff from the Dallas Fort Worth collection is really freaking nice. Wanted is pushing its way up to $800 as well here. CGC also has the 9.9 grade. That is true. This is very true. You took the stickers off the games and resubbed them, so you lost the pedigree? What? Really?
Next lot.
Speculation on holding a graded first print Yu-Gi-Oh! DDS. Whew. Is it worth holding? I would just hold it for now. I would hold it for now, Flamin', until the value of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards goes back up again, or until the value of video games goes back up again. But I think a first print sealed DDS is just worth keeping right now. I would just hold it. I would just hold. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is down in the dumps. No reason to sell that right now, in my opinion. Wanted going for $812 as well. All three of these so far right in that $800 range. Here's Shove It. Sega Genesis 9.8 A++. Man. Pushing over $500. Yeah, I would want those stickers off as well. So that really does suck if you lost the pedigree. Big Juicy, you press boxes. There we go. When you press a box, like you can genuinely make it look much nicer. You can make a box look much nicer. Yeah, generally speaking, Let Us Jump, like, the only reason I would buy a 75 plus big box is because it's already graded. That's it.
$28.
Like, that's it. It's no better than any raw copy you'd be able to find on eBay, generally speaking.
$42.
Shove it, 525 bucks.
$60.
Yeah, 9.8 A++ on it. Techno Clash, 9.6 CIB. Jeez. Also from Dallas Fort Worth here.
Fair warning.
Only $100 if you wanted to get a piece of the Dallas Fort Worth in your collection here for Sega fans. You have like 5 good friends at this point. You lost touch with so many people over the years. Not a bad thing. A lot of people give you headaches. Yeah, it just... I mean, I'm not good at keeping friendships myself. I will fully admit that. Like, I'm not a text-first kind of guy, right? I'm not the guy who initiates plans. I am not a text-first friend. And that makes me, in some ways, a very shitty friend. But it also means that naturally, you know, if people stop texting me, the odds of me texting them are extremely low. So, naturally, we just, like, you know, we'll go long periods without speaking. Not that we're not friends, you know, there's a lot of people where I might speak to them once every 3 months. But
$70, $90.
As far as people I actually see, I probably have like, 5 to 10 people I would see every month.
$20.
And work friends don't count. Those aren't your friends. Work friends do not count. Those are people you're forced to be with. They don't count. Techno Clash, $187.50 for the 9.6. Into Game Gear lot. Chicago Syndicate, Jurassic Park, FIFA, those aren't bad. I assume the Sonics are all second prints. I'm assuming these are Redwood address on the Sonic 2.
$170.
Yeah, both second prints on these. Columns might be Majesco. I'm not 100% sure on columns, but I'm still getting some love here, pushing its way up to 200 bucks. Yeah, you guys, you guys are just work friends for me. So if you've ever felt like we're friends, we're not. You guys are work accomplices and nothing else. And don't you ever forget that. Bunch of work friends.
Fair warning.
Exactly, Craig. I get off stream and I'm just like, holy fuck those guys.
$60.
The classic. Oh my god, I can't. Oh, those guys drive me crazy. The Game Gear games go for $212. Sega CD Corpse Killer. 9.6 A+ on that. Cool to see Sega CD even got into the Dallas Fort Worth collection.
$120.
$450 for Corpse Killer. Here's the Masked Rider. Common Rider. I do not know this game. Wow. 9.8 A+ on this. Sci-fi action thriller. The Masked Rider, Common Rider Zoe. No clue. Pushing its way up to $250. Sega CD, my overall knowledge definitely drops off.
Next lot. 75.
Yeah, the cost of grading alone is worth it sometimes. Exactly. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a better show than Pokemon? Had cooler designs so you could actually play the card game? Yes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was better in every way, but Yu-Gi-Oh! didn't... Yu-Gi-Oh! Just needed to, like, stay wrapped around the same monsters, right? Pokemon just keeps printing Charizard into oblivion. Yu-Gi-Oh! Stopped printing Dark Magician and Blue Eyes. Like, just release a new pack, give us new Blue Eyes art, and call it a day. That's all any of us want. We all just want the Summon Skull in 9 different poses. Like, I don't need a new game mechanic or a new frickin' slew of 130 monsters every time a new set comes out. Keep printing the same cards. Pokemon gets it.
$240.
The Masked Rider went for $237.50. I guess it's nothing. That's kind of a nothing price on a 9.8 A+, right? Kind of nothing there, but interesting to see the game. I don't know if I've ever seen it before. Group lot of 10 sealed Dreamcast games. A Soul Calibur's in here. Interestingly. NHL 2K, NFL 2K, Virtua Cop, Soul Calibur, and the first NBA 2K. Man, I'm surprised Soul Calibur just got shooed into there. $287.50 for the 10 Dreamcast games. That's pretty much the end of DFW around 1994 to 1995.
$190.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's nothing, like, newer, hey? Even PS1, I don't think there's anything like that. All actual old retro-type games. An A++ seal on Sega Master System or Genesis games would basically have to be perfect out of the factory and barely touched by human hands in the 35+ years since. Yes. A++ on the... That's why the Dallas-Fort Worth collection is so amazing for some of these, is like, we're actually seeing some Genesis games with A++ seals. Yeah, it's CGC, like I said, you know, the CGC A++ is easier, but still. Batman Gotham City Racer. 9.8 A++, promo copy, UPC punch. First time at Heritage? Yes, first time ever. That's what I thought. What a low-key Batman game. $400 to that. This probably would have been so fun as a kid, though. This just looks like something that would have been fun as hell when you're like 6 years old.
$170.
Went for $400. Final Fantasy VII, 9.8A. This is an actual copy from like the year 2000 or whatever. It actually has the UPC strip up top.
Next lot.
You put every sticker you take off of a game onto the same copy of Super Mario World. You figure somewhere down the road someone will get this game and have to decide if they want to remove like 40 stickers or just submit. That's hilarious. Like a big ball of elastics, basically. Someone's gonna find your big sticky mess of a Super Mario World. That's what they're gonna find.
Next lot.
Welcome in, Super Small Chibi Wolf.
$40.
You're gonna change that, Granny? We're gonna become good friends? We're gonna become good friends? Go down to TwitchCon or something? I guess I can't go to TwitchCon. We'll have to go to like PAX East, PAX West, something like that.
$300. $340.
What's my favorite Pokemon? Man. Like, probably Tauros.
Fair warning.
Probably Tauros, Onyx. I'm a pretty big Gen 1er, I'll be honest.
Next lot. $55.
So, like, you know.
$60.
Not saying generations past that don't have good Pokemon, but, like, you know, I lean to a lot of Gen 1s.
Fair warning. $70.
They bought Atari 2600 through Sega CD. Yeah, jeez.
$75.
Yeah, Kabutops, Aerodactyl. Like, those are also incredible designs. Yeah. I'm a Gen 1er. I will say that confidently. I will admit that. I don't care. Gen 1, man. Gen 1 Pokemon is the good stuff.
$95.
Yeah, PRGE. That's where I need to get down to. Portland Retro Gaming. That's where I need to get down to. Haunter the Goat.
$110.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. 9.8A for $400 there. Sega Frontier 2. 9.4A plus.
$120.
Charmander or Squirtle.
$130.
I mean, I barely even know the newest generation of Pokemon. Barely know the newest generation. The Pokedex caps at 251 for you. I'm like at 600. I think I know 600 Pokemon pretty darn well at this point. I think that takes me through the XY era of Pokemon, I think. And like I'm pretty familiar with everyone from that era. I can't just rattle them off the top of my head, but like, if you show me, I think if you show me a Pokemon from any of the first 600 Pokemon, I can tell you its name. I think. But then, like, you know, Gen 7, Gen 8, it's like,
$180.
Do you think I could live comfortably if I sold all my games and threw it in the S&P? No. I don't.
$190.
I don't think I could just... No. Even on dividends or something, I don't think I would make enough.
Fair warning. $200.
I don't have that kind of collection. Don't have that much stuff, dude, Piter. I wish, dude. I wish. The day I can just sell it all and live off dividends, maybe that's the day we do it. We have the Greg retirement year.
Fair warning.
Sega Frontier 2 here. Still going.
Next lot.
Closing at $250. 9.48++. Slow bidding on that one there. Tail Concerto, 9.4B. Pushing its way up over $300. But like, half Gen 2 designs were just holdovers that couldn't fit in Gen 1 size. They're still awesome. Yeah, I love Gen 2. Love Gen 2. Like, it's still great. I have insane nostalgia for Gen 2. Timothy.
Fair warning.
Welcome. Welcome, Tim.
Next lot. $220.
Tail Concerto going for $350 there. 9.4B. We've seen a few copies. It's Atlas published PS1. It's always had value, so. X-Men. Children of
Fair
the
warning.
Atom. The #1 arcade smash. 9.2B. This comes what? Is this like the first one? In the Marvel vs. Capcom series?
$320.
1995 Capcom Arcade Classic. Like there's, oh man, there's like X-Men
Fair
versus
warning.
Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes,
Next lot.
and then it's like Marvel versus Capcom. It's like something like that, you know? They keep, I can't remember the actual timeline now of these games, but $375 for X-Men Children of the
Fair
Atom.
warning.
Published by both Capcom and Acclaim, both on the cover of that game. It's cool. I want to get this eventually. I do, but it, you know, it's low, it's low priority. Cool though. Cool
Fair
game.
warning.
Xenogears 9.8A.
$850.
What a copy. Remember for the longest time there we kept seeing CGC copies? Yeah, even in the comps there.
warning.
We had 2 in May, 1 in June, 1 in November, and then 1 in July, like going back
Next
to last
lot.
year. They were all selling for like
$55.
$1,500, give or take. 9.8A, what a copy today, $1,000 on the nose.
$60.
Gen 1 was your favorite, but Gen 2 was most played,
$65.
probably? You played the heck out of Gold as a kid? Yeah, and Crystal was the one that I played the most, too.
$70.
So, like, you know,
$85.
like, my gaming
$90.
nostalgia is Crystal. Which means I have a ton of... Name them! Your roommate in college took 3 hours to name all
Fair warning.
151? Good God, man.
100,
3 hours to name the 151?
$140.
Just give up at that point. The dream's dead. You did the math the other day. You could officially retire for about 4 days. Anything that was marketed with watercolor art is a real pocket
Fair warning.
monster. You need to start that gatekeeping, Elijah. That needs to become the,
Next lot.
like a sack gatekeeping. We only accept Pokemon that were drawn in watercolor. Anything else isn't a real Pokemon. That sounds like a fun way to gatekeep
Fair
Pokemon.
warning.
That sounds fun and quirky. Draken, the Ancient Gate on
lot.
PS2, $175 there. This is a game that I always wanted to play as a kid. It just looked cool, right? Like it's a dragon on the cover. It might be shit. I never did play it. I never got it, but like it always stood
Fair
out to me. I always wanted to purchase it. Grand Theft Auto 3, the
Next
10.0. There's also a
$70.
10.0 San Andreas. They went for $275 each, respectively.
$80.
The 10.0s, hey, $275 each. It's whatever. It's whatever. Kingdom Hearts 2, 85 plus. Just 2 graded higher out of 8 copies on the pop report. Man, no one graded these, hey, with VGA. Like, that's nothing on the pop report. Pushing its way up over almost $250 here, $275 as well. This feels pretty decent here for a rainbow
Fair
foil Kingdom Hearts. Almost $275 right now. Someone just used their cut bid. Kingdom Hearts 2. Absolute classic, right? Looking for almost $300 now. VGA 85 plus on it. Go do some cardio. You're catching up. You just finished 5 miles run and then change your name to get the Greg Gaines. I don't even know the last time I went for a run, Tim. Like, genuinely, I don't know the last time I went for a run. I've done like an hour on the treadmill just walking and stuff while I watch football, but like the last time I've gone for a run, over a year for sure. For sure, over a year. Probably over 2 years. We don't run here. We lift and we get big. We don't run. We don't run. Everyone knows cardio kills. Cardio kills gains, man. You know that. The Kingdom Hearts 2, 85 plus. Like $325. That's pretty decent. Like Kingdom Hearts 2 factory sealed, not hard to come across. That's a pretty solid sale. Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster. 9.8 A plus UPC punch copy. If you care about Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games, getting this 9.8 A plus right here, it's climbing up to almost $200. I was gonna say for $150, it's just cheap.
Fair warning.
But looking for $175 here.
Next lot.
Oh, I'm a Goku fan, Mike.
$44.
I'm a Goku fan for Dragon Ball. Like I know it's vanilla, but like I'm Goku, man.
$46.
I am a Goku guy.
$48.
God of War 2,
$50,
7.5A, and Typing of the
$55.
Dead, 9.4A plus.
$60.
95% of adults over 30 will never sprint again. Yeah, I agree with that. Never mind sprinting, Adam. I don't even know last time I went for a run. Man, you're so late. Someone outbid you on that Yu-Gi-Oh game. Were you fighting on the capsule monsters there, Marty, or a different one? 162.50.
Fair warning.
On the capsule monsters. Yeah, Teen Gohan is amazing. I don't know why they ruined the Gohan character, right? He fucking sucks. No one wants to like Gohan now. Liking Gohan, like in, you know, late Dragon Ball Z is like a self-report, man.
Fair warning.
That's something you could say, then I won't talk to you. It's like, perfect, thank you for letting me know that. Like, I don't have to waste my time here. Is that too harsh? Gohan all the way. Trunks was a close second.
Warning.
Super Trunks. Super Trunks was one of my favorites to play as in, like, Tenkaichi 3. When he's covered in muscles, of course, right? Like, of course I like that form of Trunks, but, like, yeah. Super Trunks was dope. You only watched up to the Boo Saga? Well, that's where Gohan goes all downhill, man. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriot, 9.6A. This is 11 sealed and CIB bundle here, went for 89 bucks. Just kind of a junk lot. I don't know what else to say.
Next lot.
Kind of a junk lot.
$12.
Metal Gear Solid 4, the 9.6A, going for $134. I sold a 9.8A++ of this on eBay. I think it sold for $700. I think 699 bin. How do you guys feel about that? Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. I posted it for that price, and then it sold, and I don't know if I should feel good about it or not. I felt decent, but I don't know. I don't know. 9.8A++ for $700. Feels decent? Sounds decent. I don't know. Group lot of 10 sealed PlayStation 3 games here. A Skate is in there. A couple copies of Skyrim, Black Ops, Resistance. Man, this is a good lot of games. What are we at? 188 bucks? This is decent.
Fair warning. $160.
You've been outbid.
$180.
I'm probably going up against frickin' Title Dreams for this, man. Right? Like, who else would be bidding on these? Probably like me and Title.
You've been outbid.
Fair warning. $220.
Yeah, it's literally, it's just me and someone else pumping these. 10 games? It's like 30 bucks a game still.
$260.
Fuck.
You've been outbid.
Fair warning.
One more.
$280.
One more. We'll do that. If someone else outbids me, so be it.
Fair warning. $300.
Whatever, they can do it. The way I'm looking at this is like, it's 10 games. It's going to cost 35 bucks each. There's 2 copies of Skyrim, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, Resistance, Batman, and Little Big Planet. Like, those are almost all real games. Those are almost all real games in there. If the condition is anything decent on those,
fair warning.
I think you can just sell the 2 Skyrims. It looked like both Skyrims had the maps inside.
$85.
I just think this is kind of cheap.
$110.
But, you know, after you factor grading fees, taxes, shipping, all the additional shit,
$150.
I don't know. It's tough. It's, man. I still think it's kind of cheap, but
fair warning.
There's just so many additional fees that are going to get thrown on top of that if I purchase it. Counter-Strike 9.4A there on Xbox, going for $175. House of the Dead 3, 9.4A here.
$6.
A Little Big Planet would be worth that if it's an early print, but I don't remember the early print UPC, so I can't tell you off the top of my head. Yeah, I did make the other guy pay more. Imagine, that would have sold for like 200 bucks, man. I think that was like 200 bucks when I started jumping in there. So yeah, that was truly going to sell for nothing.
$44.
You're right. I got to look at the bright side. At least I made someone else pay. Like I said, we're probably just gonna look in the Discord later, and it's gonna be frickin' Title who bought it. So
$55.
Maybe Monty took a shot on him. It could have been him, too. Monty could have taken a shot on it. You never know. One of those resellers, man. Those frickin', those dirty, nasty, disgusting resellers. Keeping the good games out of Greg's hands. Makes me want to throw up.
Fair warning.
Counter-Strike, $175 there. House of the Dead 3, 9.4A. You have the last story on Wii, Donkey Kong 64. Wii Donkey Kong 64, Magna Carta 2, PS2 Magna Carta, Valkyrie Profile 2. No, none of those. Not much there, unfortunately, Steve. Donkey Kong 64, if it's on N64, is really good.
$100.
Like, that's a really good one.
$120.
Arts and Ellico, Wild Arms 2, Wild Arms 3, Jade Cocoon, Phantom Brave.
$150.
If you can grade them in super high grade, you know, like if they're 9.6, 9.8, that'd be the only justification for a lot of those. Because a lot of those games are like $100 at best, as is, right? So there's just not a ton of margin to get them graded. Jimmy gave me Tensei Devil Summoner, Dual Hearts, Shadow Hearts, Eternal Poison. Yeah, there's some decent games in there. If they're all factory sealed, I assume they're all factory sealed, right? The Thing, 9.8A, cool horror game on Xbox for $200. The Thing does actually get some love. Mass Effect, 9.8A plus CGC. Do not sell before? Do not sell before first production copy.
$320.
9.8A plus here, looking for $400. Do not sell before. The 9.8A plus plus is the one that pushed over 1,000 last time, so looking for 400 right now on the 9.8A plus. All sealed on those? Yeah, it's very condition dependent. Like, you know, if they're 9.2, 9.4, you'd waste all your money grading that. If you can get 9.6s and some 9.8s on those, like, okay, you know, we're talking. The Donkey Kong 64 is worth grading no matter what, basically, unless it's like completely thrashed.
$60. $90.
That's about it though. Like
$100.
Like they're good titles. It's just not super worth getting them graded. Is all. This is Mushishimishama Futari version 1.5. 9.8A plus plus. It immediately shot up to $200 here. I don't know what the hell it is.
Fair warning.
The limited edition. The bullet hell shooter, of course. It sold for $200. I don't know who's bidding on it. Yeah, that's a good point too there, Skull. If any of them have a lot of seal damage, like, you might even lower the value of them by getting them graded. Like, they're solid games. They are, just not super expensive. It's very much condition dependent as to if you should send that stuff out. Yeah, I agree. The consignor should have graded some of those games, Mike. Some of those should have been graded. I know it's like, you know, not like those PS3 games aren't going to sell for a ton, but you can get like CGC grading through a dealer. Like, I'm sure Heritage gets it done for around $30 a game with CGC. So, like, some of those PS3 games just probably should have been graded first. But, hey, good deal for someone who picked them up. Good deal for someone who showed up to the weekly auction, right? And that's why you show up every single week. You never know what you're going to see. You never know what kind of deal you're going to get. At the top of the auction, number one item in the auction was the Super Mario Bros. 2. 9.4A plus for $2,750. Super Mario Bros. 3, the 9.0A plus for $1,687. Did you guys see on Instagram? One Upped, a longtime collector, just shared a 9.6A++ Left Brothers copy of Mario Bros. 3, which I believe is now the highest graded copy of Left Bros. That exists, I believe. Just shared on Instagram by One Upped. Insane. Absolutely insane. Rad Racer, the 9.2A plus for $1,500. This surprised me, man. People love Rad Racer. I was sleeping on Rad Racer. Super Mario Land, 9.0A plus for $1,000, and Xenogears also for $1,000, the 9.8A. On the other side of the auction, one game sold for less than every other game in the auction, and it's actually not a bad game this time around. Like, this is the lowest selling game this auction. Wario Blast CIB, 8.5 with an 8.0 box, 9.4 cart, 9.2 manual. Like, not too shabby. $72 for it. I think that's honestly kind of a snag. Like, I think it kind of cost that much just to buy a raw copy on eBay, so not too bad for whoever picked up the Wario Blast tonight. Yeah, the One-Up was also given a pedigree, exactly, right? Long time. Here, I'll just grab it quick. You guys can go follow One-Upped. They deserve it. They've been in this hobby, man, forever. So, how do I get there? 1? No. 1? The 1-Up collection. Go ahead and share them in the chat there. But 9.68++. There it is, baby. The 1-Up collection pedigree and what should be, what I believe is the nicest graded copy of Mario Bros. 3 that exists. And I think it's the, I'm just reading right here. It looks like this is, it used to be a 9.4. Used to be a 9.4 copy. Now it's a 9.6. Modern Wada giving out some grade bumps, maybe? Maybe some grade bumps? Maybe a little bit of a change on how things are being graded. Some bumps given out. We got the Dubai collection getting some 10.0s. We got a 9.6 here. Maybe a little bit of bumps. Some bumpy wumpy. Is it time to resubmit all your games for some little bumpy wumpies? Is that the... 2024, eh? Wada Games, video game collecting. 2024. Here we are. Send in your 9.4s, send in your 9.6s. Hey! Maybe you can get yourself a little bit of bump too, right? Are you known to be, or have you ever been, Dubai? Is there a grade bump on the Wada site you can pick? Yeah, exactly, right? They just need to put the $50 grade bump option. They just need to put the $50 bump option. Like, where do I select that one? I didn't see it on the website there. But yeah, some of the stuff is getting bumped. It's hard to say. Should it have been this grade to begin with? Was stuff being artificially held back before? It's hard to say. The auction is done, Kilkendrick. We're done for the day. We're out of here. I'm off to the gym. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Check out the new video if you haven't already. It really helps. Hit the like button. Thank you to Heritage for sponsoring. We are back next Tuesday. Yeah, Adam, exactly. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night.